on the screen, right?
لا.
You have it?
No. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. Amma ba'du. Then we're continuing. We started this part yesterday, the other day, when Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab rahimahullah started talking about the tawagit, the plural of tagut, and he said that they are many, wa ru'usuhum khamsa, and their heads are 5. And he began talking about Iblis, la'anahullah, wa man ubida wa huwa rad, and whoever is worshipped and he is pleased. And he said, wa tawagit kathirun. He said the tawagit are a lot, yani bi a'yanihim, meaning as individuals. As individuals, they are many. Wa ra'usuhum khamsa. That's where we're at right now. Wa ra'usuhum khamsatun. And their heads are 5. Ra'usuhum from ra's, as we said, ra's. Right? Ra's.
Okay, now you change the page. That's what I thought.
No. Wa ra'usuhum khamsa. I didn't change the page on my screen, on your screen somehow. No. Yani, meaning, allati yarji'una ilayha bi awsafihim. Ru'usuhum khamsa, their heads are 5, yani, meaning, allati, right? Yarji'una, those that return. Allati, which return. Yarji'una, they go back. Ilayha, to them. Because it's feminine. Ru'usuhum. So he's talking about here in a feminine singular, right? Ru'usuhum, ru'us, rather, is not feminine, but it is ghayr aqil, plural, right? It is non-intellectual plural, so therefore he's talking about it in the feminine singular. Allati yarji'una ilayha, which they go back to them. Bi awsafihim. Awsaf is a plural of sifa or wasf, right? Wasf, awsaf, which is similar to sifa, right? Meaning description. Bi awsafihim, their descriptions, their wasf, their sifa, sifat, their descriptions. أو بعين منهم. Or بعين. Ain meaning an individual. As we said, ain has like 12 meanings or more in the Arabic language. Something like 12 meanings or more. Ain here means individual. Or بعين, or an individual minhum, from them. Ka-iblis. Ka-iblis. Like iblis. Ka here is like. Right? Ka-iblis. So the heads of the tawagit are khamsa. The heads of the tawagit are 5. Yani allati yarji'una ilayha. Meaning that they return to them. Bi awsafihim, with their descriptions. Aw bi'aynin minhum ka-iblis. Aw bi'aynin minhum ka-iblis. Al-Iblisu la'anahullah. Iblis la'anahullah. May the curse of Allah be upon him, or may Allah curse him. Yani, meaning, bi'aynihi. Bi'aynihi, meaning with him as an individual, by specifying him himself. Bi'aynihi, him himself. وَمَنْ كَانَ, and whoever was min junudihi, from the root jim nun dal, right? Jundi is a soldier. Junud are soldiers. Min junudihi, from his soldiers, from his basically from his army, from his group, right? كذلك. So in other words, when he mentions Iblis here, he mentions وَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْ جُنُودِهِ كَذَلِكَ, and whoever is from his soldiers likewise. فَهُوَ طَاغُوتٌ, then he is a taghut. وَالْبَقِيَّةُ, the remaining, from ba, qaf, ya, the remaining, التي يذكرها يذكرها, which he mentions them, الشيخ الإسلامي, the Sheikh of Islam, Muhammadu ibn Abdul Wahhab, right? And baqiyatu, and the remaining, allati, which, yadhkuruha, which the Sheikh mentions them. He mentions them, Sheikh al-Islam. Sheikh here is marfu' because it is the fa'il. He's the one doing the mentioning. Muhammad is marfu' because it is the fa'il. It is a badal or a substitute for Sheikh. So we can say yadhkuruha Muhammad, or we could say yadhkuruha Sheikh al-Islam, or we could say yadhkuruha Ibn Abdul Wahhab. So Ibn is marfu' because it is the substitute for Muhammad, right? As for Abd is majroor because mudaf ilay to Ibn, and Abdul Wahhab is mudaf ilay as well, right? وَالْبَقِيَّةُ الَّتِي, and the remaining, which يَذْكُرَهَا, he mentions them, أَوْصَافٌ, their descriptions. So if we go back to the top of the paragraph, Iblisu la'anahullah, Iblis, may Allah curse him, yani bi'aynihi, right? Meaning he's mentioning him by pointing him out himself, him specifically. وَالْبَقِيَّةُ الَّتِي يَذْكُرُهَا, and the rest of them which he mentions them, awsaf, are done by description. So these 5 tawaghit that he's mentioning, the first one, Iblis, he mentions him by name. The rest of them are by description. وَلَمْ يَذْكُرْ, مجزوم after lam, وَلَمْ يَذْكُرْ عَيْنٍ سِوَى إِبْلِيسِ, except for Iblis, or other than Iblis. Any questions? Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, ya akhi Abu Abdurrahman. نعم. طيب. ومن عبد وهو راضٍ, وَمَنْ عُبِدَ, and whoever is worshipped. Not abada, he worships. Ubida, he is worshipped. وَمَنْ عُبِدَ وَهُوَ رَاضٍ, and whoever worships and he is pleased. And he is pleased. Radin, as our brothers have reminded us the other day, right? Radin. Yani.
That's incorrect up there.
What?
Fatatain.
No, that's not a fatatain. That's quotations.
Oh, okay.
No. Yani, meaning, ubida min dunillahi. Ubida, yani, wamin ubida wa huwa rad. If you were just to look at that statement, and whoever's worshipped and he's pleased with, right? That could include Allah Azza wa Jal, because he's worshipped and he's pleased that you worship him. But here, the Sheikh is clarifying, yani, ubida min dunillah, worshipped other than Allah, wa huwa rad, and he is pleased. Not Allah Azza wa Jal, min dunillah, other than Allah, right? Less than Allah, wa huwa rad, and he is pleased. Sawa'an fi hayatihi, sawa'an, meaning regardless, right? Regardless. Fi hayatihi, in his life, during his life. Fi could be translated as during, doesn't have to be in, it could be in his lifetime, or you could say during his life. It's up to you. Oh, awsa. Huh?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Why is it sawa'an? Why not sawa'un?
No, sawa'an here is because it's the hal, it's the condition. He's worshipped sawa'an in the condition that he is during his life. Oh, awsa ba'da mamatihi. Right? It's the hal here. He's obida hal. How is he worshipped? In his life, or if he advised it after his death. Mafhum?
No.
No. Sawa'an fi hayatihi, during his life. Oh, awsa. Oh, awsa, meaning from wasiya yusi, to, and here is form 4, meaning to advise or to call for, right? To advise. Ba'da mamatihi, after his death. After his death. Bi'an yu'bad. Bi'an yu'bada. That he be worshipped. He advises that he be worshipped. He calls people that when I die, you worship me. Wa amma. As for من عبد وهو غير راد من عبد وهو غير راد. As for whoever is worshipped and he is not pleased, فلا إثم عليه, then there is no sin upon him. فلا إثم, إثم is sin, آثام sins, فلا إثم عليه, then there is no sin upon him. كعيسى, like Isa alayhi salam, like Isa alayhi salam. عبد من دون الله, he's worshipped other than Allah. وهو غير راض, and he is other than pleased, meaning he's not pleased. Any questions?
Then
Radin, from radiya, radiyallahu anhu, he's pleased.
mudaf
No, yeah, it is mudaf ilayh here, yes, because of ghayr. But even when it's marfu', then like in this part up here, wa huwa radin, it's marfu' there. But because the original word is radiya, right? But it's one of those words that we learned the other day in Nahul Wadi being manqus, that when you drop the alif lam, you also drop the ya. But if you were to look at it and say ar-radi, for instance, like al-qadi, right? Al-qadi, like we had al-hadi, right? We had al-hadi. When we drop the alif lam, then we drop the ya as well. And if we had the vowels on it, right? If we had the vowel on it, qadi, al-qadiyu, al-radiyu, al-hadiyu, like that, right? We drop that ya, which we drop our ya, then we still have our kasra here. And we know when we drop the alif lam, we end up with tanween. So radin, qadin, hadin. Without the alif.
I got confused. I don't know what I was thinking. I think it was because of that the quotations up there.
Yeah, no problem. طيب. ومن دعا الناس إلى عبادة نفسه. ومن دعا, and whoever called, whoever called, like the word dua, it means supplication or invitation, right? Da'wa means invitation. Dua, right? Invitation to fix my problems, right? A supplication to fix my problems. وَمَنْ دَعَ النَّاسَ, and whoever called the people. النَّاسِ مَفْعُولٌ بِهِ, whoever called the people. Called who? Called the people. إِلَى عِبَادَةِ نَفْسِهِ, to ibadah, the worship being majroor after ila, harf jar. Ibadati nafsihi, to the worship of himself. Whoever man da'a nas ila ibadati nafsihi, and whoever called the people to the worship of himself. Nafsi is mudaf ilayh, so it's majroor, right? Nafsihi, right? وَمَنِ ادَّعَى وَمَنِ, and it should be a kasra here for reading purposes. We can't have two sukoons, right? The first dal here has a sukoon on it. The first dal in da'a has a sukoon on it. We can't have that. So وَمَنِ ادَّعَى, and whoever claims. Idda'a is to claim. To claim. Shay'an. To claim what? Something. Maf'ulun bihi mansub. Min ilmi al-ghaybi. Min ilmi. Ilm is majroor after min. Ilm al-ghaybi mudaf ilayh. So Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, he brings two more categories here. The first one, Iblis. La'anahullah. The first of the tawaghit is Iblis. Right? The second, وَمَنْ عُبِدَ وَهُوَ رَادٍ, and whoever is worshipped and he is pleased. The third, وَمَنْ دَعَ النَّاسَ إِلَى عِبَادَةِ نَفْسِهِ, and whoever calls the people to the worship of himself. The fourth, وَمَنِ ادَّعَى شَيْئًا مِنْ عِلْمِ الْغَيْبِ, and whoever claims something from the knowledge of the unseen. Al-awwal here, he's not referring to Iblis, right? He's referring to the second category, right? He says, Ubida wa ma da'ahum. Ubida wa ma da'ahum. He's worshipped and he doesn't call them. He doesn't call them. He doesn't invite them basically to do so. Wa min ubida wa huwa rad. Okay. He explained it, whether that be in his life or he advises after his life, all of that, right? But he goes now to clarify that this is for those who, the first one, وَمَنْ عُبِدَ وَهُوَ رَادٍ, is for those who are worshipped and they're pleased with that, even if they didn't call the people to it. Ubida, he's worshipped, وَمَا دَعَاهُمْ, but he didn't, and he didn't call them to it. أَمَّا هَذَا, as for this one, وَمَنْ دَعَ النَّاسِ إِلَى عِبَادَةِ نَفْسِهِ, that's what he's talking about here. أَمَّا هَذَا, as for this one, لَا, no, يَدْعُ النَّاسِ, يَدْعُ النَّاسَ, he calls the people. أُعْبُدُونِي, worship me. أُعْبُدُونِي, أُسْجُدْ لِي, أُسْجُدُوا لِي, أُسْجُدُوا لِي, prostrate to me. وَهَكَذَا, and likewise, or and so forth, however you want to translate it. Clear?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I think there's an hidden eye in front of the yad owa.
There's what?
There is hidden an mukaddaro in front of this yad owa nas.
No, he's saying la.
You see?
La. He says, Ama hadha la yad'u an-nas. As for this one, no, he calls the people.
So what makes it yad owa?
It's not yad'u, it's yad'u.
Okay.
Yad'u.
Yad owa nas. Okay.
Yad'u an-nas. Yad'u an-nas. Right? وَمَنِ ادَّعَى شَيْئًا مِنْ عِلْمِ الْغَيْبِ, and whoever claims something from the knowledge of the unseen. We just went over that up top. It's the fourth category here.
Whoa. The brother Suhaib said he had a question.
Oh, Suhaib, fadl.
You said there are 4 categories of Iblis. What's the first category?
No. I didn't say 4 categories of Iblis. Of Tawaghit, if I did.
Of the Rais.
The Ru'us. The ru'us. The first one is Iblis. He mentions him by name. He says, Ra'usuhum khamsa. Their heads are 5. Then he mentions Iblis. Iblis he mentions by name. The other 4 of those 5 heads, right? The other 4 of those 5 heads, Tawaghit. Right? Tawaghit. Awal Iblis. Right?
Yes.
2, 3, 4, 5. He mentions these by Osaf. This one he mentions bi'ainihi. Mentions him specifically. The rest of them he mentions them by their descriptions, not by pointing them out. If I said Iblis has 4 types, I didn't mean it. Here, I said al-awwal because here he went on to explain min ubida wa huwa rad, whoever is worshipped and he is pleased, meaning he's worshipped other than Allah and he's pleased with that, whether that's during his life or after his death, right? And he, as for the one who's worshipped and not pleased with it, then there's no sin upon him like Isa alayhi salam. He's worshipped, but he's not pleased with it. Then he says, وَمَنْ دَعَ النَّاسَ إِلَى عِبَادَةِ نَفْسِهِ, and whoever called the people to the worship of himself. Right? He says, al-awwal, the first one, referring to men ubida wa huwa rad. I meant is not referring to Iblis. Al-awwal is not referring to Iblis, is referring to men ubida wa huwa rad. Huwa ubida wa ma da'ahum. He is worshipped, but he didn't call the people to do so. Amma hadha, as for this one, la yad'u an-nas. As for this one, no. He calls the people. U'buduni, usjuduli, worship me, prostrate to me, wa hakadha. Clear?
Yes.
No. Asif. وَمَنِ ادَّعَى شَيْئًا مِنْ عِلْمِ الْغَيْبِ, and whoever claims something from the knowledge of the unseen. فَمَنِ ادَّعَى شَيْئًا مِنْ عِلْمِ الْغَيْبِ فَهُوَ الطَّاغُوتُ. It's just a repetition, the exact same sentence. Right? He just repeated it. فَهُوَ الطَّاغُوتُ. Then he is a taghut. لِأَنَّهُ تَعَدَّى. لِأَنَّهُ because he, لِأَنَّ because who he, تَعَدَّى. Ta'adda is to transgress, to overstep. From ayn, the root ayn, dal, ya. For some reason, my pen, when I got this Facebook and everything has got a lag to it. Adda, right? لأنه تعدى على جناب الربوبية. جناب الربوبية. Janab means from the angle of rububiyah. He has transgressed upon from the angle of a rububiyah. Right? How has he transgressed? From the angle, from the janab, from the side, from the angle of a rububiyah.
Janab, Mansub.
Huh?
Janab.
Janabi, yes. Because of ala, majroor, not mansub. You got another question, Suhaib? Let me see here. No. فَعِلْمُ الْغَيْبِ, for the knowledge of the unseen, min muqtadat al-rububiyyah. Min muqtadat ilmu ghaybi, mudaf mudaf ilayh, min muqtadati al-rububiyyati. Muqtada comes from the root qaf, dad, ya. But its word, its singular is muqtada. Muqtada. Right? Meaning the necessities, those requirements, those necessities, those things which are part of and a necessity of a rububiyyah. Right? So rububiyyah requires to have knowledge of the unseen, right? The fact that he is the one who creates and owns and maintains and manages the affairs means he has the necessity of knowing the unseen. So whoever, فَعِلْمُ الْغَيْبِ مِنْ مُقْتَضَاتِ الرُّبُوبِيَّةِ is from the necessities of الرُّبُوبِيَّة. فَمَنِ ادَّعَى شَيْئًا مِنْ عِلْمِ الْغَيْبِ, so whoever claims something from the knowledge of the unseen, تَعَدَّى عَلَى جَنَابِ الرُّبُوبِيَّة, he is transgressed upon from the angle of الرُّبُوبِيَّة. Clear?
No.
طيب. فمن نازع الرب في شيء من صفاته, نازع from nun zay ain, form 3 here, meaning basically to compete. من نازع رب, whoever competes with the Lord, with a Rabb. Naza'a man, who does he compete with? A Rabb, right? Fi shay'in, in something, min sifatihi, from his attributes or descriptions, right? From his attributes, sifatihi. Ahlakahu Allahu. Ahlakahu, yes. Ahlakahu. From halaka, ha, lam, kaf, huh?
Mean Allah would destroy him.
Allah will destroy him. Form 4 from ha, lam, kaf. Ahlaka, to destroy. Right? Ahlakahu Allah. Allah will destroy him. Man naza'a, whoever competes. Ar-Rabb, with the Lord. Fi shay'in min sifati, in a thing, with a thing, meaning in anything, because it doesn't have an alif lam. So anything, min sifati, from his attributes, ahlakahu Allah. Allah will destroy him. فَمَنِ ادَّعَى أَنَّهُ يَعْلَمُ, so whoever claims, فَمَنِ ادَّعَى أَنَّهُ, that he, يَعْلَمُ, he knows, شَيْئًا, something, mansub, maf'ulun bi, knows something, anything, min al-ghayb, from the unseen, فَهُوَ طَاغُوت, then he is a taghut. قال عز وجل, Allah the Most High, he said, or Allah the Azza wa Jal, he said, Kul, say, لا يعلم من في السماوات والأرض. من في السماوات والأرض here is basically your file. Kul, say, لا يعلم, he doesn't know. من في السماوات والأرض, whoever's in the heavens and the earth. He doesn't know. Al-ghayba, doesn't know what? Al-ghayba, maf'ulun bihi, mansub. Huh? The unseen. Illa Allah, except Allah. La ya'lamu al-ghayba illa Allah. No one knows the unseen except Allah. Right? وقال subhanahu, and he says, glorified is he, alimul ghaybi, the knower of the unseen. Alim. Right? Alim is the knower. Alim, the knower. But here it's written without the alif, like this is written with that dagger alif. That's how it was chosen to be written during the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or the time of Uthman radiallahu anhu rather. Alimul ghaybi, the knower of the unseen. Was shahadati, and the seen. Shahada, those things that you witness and you do see. Shahadati, meaning the knower of the unseen and the seen. Al-Kabirul Mutta'al. Al-Kabir, the great. Al-Mutta'al, from, Ain, Lam, Ya, meaning to be high, the most high. Al-Mutta'al is one of Allah's names meaning the most high. Like Ta'ala, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Mutta'al. Huh?
قوله تعالى.
No. So, alimul ghaybi wa shahadati al-kabirul mutta'al. the knower of the unseen and the seen, the great or the greatest, the most high. Any questions?
لا.
طيب. So hey, ورؤوسهم خمسة.
ورؤوسهم خمسة يعني التي يرجعون إليها بأوصافهم بعين منهم كإبليس. إبليس لعنه الله يعني بعينه، ومن كان من جنوده كذلك فهو طاغوت. والبقية التي يذكرها شيخ الإسلام محمد بن عبد الوهاب رحمه الله تعالى أوصاف، ولم يذكر عينا سوى إبليس. ومن عبد وهو راز يعني عبد من دون الله وهو راز، سواء في حياته أو أوصى بعد مماته بأن يعبد. وأما من عبد وهو غير راز فلا إثم عليه، كعيسى عليه السلام عبد من دون الله وهو غير راز. ومن دعا الناس إلى عبادة نفسه، ومن ادعى شيئا من علم الغيب، الأول عبد وما دعاهم. أما هذا لا، يدعو الناس اعبدوني اسجدوا لي وهكذا. ومن ادعى شيئا من علم الغيب فهو طاغوت، لأنه تعدى على جناب الربوبية. فعلم الغيب من مقتضات الربوبية. فمن نازع الرب في شيء من صفاته أو أهلكه الله. فمن ادعى أنه يعلم شيئا من الغيب فهو طاغوت. قال عز وجل: قل لا يعلم من في السماوات والأرض الغيب إلا الله. وقال سبحانه: عالم الغيب والشهادة الكبير المتعالي.
الله يبارك فيك يا عبد الله. رؤوسهم خمسة.
ورؤوسهم خمسة يعني التي يرجعون إليها بأوصافهم أو بأين منهم كإبليس. إبليس لعنه الله يعني بعينه، ومن كان من جنوده كذلك فهو طاغوت. والبقية التي يذكرها شيخ الإسلام محمد بن عبد الوهاب أوصف ولم.
Say that again.
Which one? أوصاف.
نعم.
What did I say?
أوصف. You missed the ألف.
أوصاف. Okay. أوصاف ولم يذكر أين سوى إبليس. ومن عبد وهو راض يعني وهو راض يعني عبد من دونه وهو راض، سواء في حياته أو أوصى بعد مماته بأن يعبد. وأما من عبد وهو غير راض فلا إثم
نعم
إليه عليه كعيسى عليه والسلام عبد من دون الله وهو غير راض. ومن دعا الناس إلا عبادة نفسه. وما ادعى شيء من علم الغيب الأول عبد وما دعاهم أما هذا لا يأتونس اعبدوني اسجد لي وهكذا ومن ادعى شيئا من علم الغيب ادعى شيئا من علم الغيب فهو طاغوت لأنه تأدى الله
جناب
الربوبية
على الجناب
جناب الربوبية فعلم الغيب من مقتضيات الربوبية فمن نازع الرب في شيء من صفاته أهلكته الله
أهلكه الله أهلكه الله نعم.
فمن ادعى أنه يعلم شيئا من الغيب فهو طاغوت قال الله عز وجل قل لا يعلم من في السماوات والأرض الغيب إلا الله وقال الله سبحانه عالم الغيب والشهادة الكبير المتعال.
ويبارك فيك يا أبا سمية.
ورؤوسهم خمسة يعني التي يرجعون إليها بأوصافهم أو يعين منهم إبليس لعنه الله يعني بعينه ومن كان من جنده كذلك فهو طاغوت والباقيات التي يذكرها شيخ الإسلام محمد بن عبد الوهاب أوصاف ولم يذكر عينا سوى إبليس ومن عبد وهو راض يعني عبد من دون الله وهو راض سواء في آياتي أو أوصى بعد مماته بأن يعبد وأما من عبد وهو غير راض فلا إثم عليه فعيسى عليه الصلاة والسلام عبد من دون الله وهو غير راض ومن دعا الناس إلى عبادة نفسه ومن ادعى شيئا من علم الغيب الأول عبد وما دعاهم أما أذى له يدعو الناس اعبدوني اسجدوا لي وهكذا ومن ادعى شيئا من علم الغيب فهو طاغوت لأن تعدى على جناب الربوبية وعلم الغيب
من مقتضيات الربوبية
من مقتضيات الربوبية فمن نازع ربي في شيء
Rabba. He's competing with the Lord, right? Nazza Rabba.
فمن نزع ربه في شيء من صفاته أهلكه الله ومن ادعى أنه يعلم شيئا من الغيب فهو الطاغوت. قال عز وجل قل لا يعلم من في السماوات والأرض الغيب إلا الله. وقال سبحانه عالم الغيب والشهادة الكبير المتعال.
No. الله فيكم.
So ahlakahu, right?
أهلكه.
أهلكه الله. No. The fifth one, the first one is Iblis. The fifth of the Ru'us al-Tawaqit, Iblis. The second one, Men Ubida wa huwa rad. Right? Whoever's worshipped and he's pleased. The third one, Yani min dunillah. The third one, Men da'a nasa ila ibadati nafsihi. Whoever calls the people to worship him. The fourth one, وَمِنِ ادَّعَى شَيْئًا مِنْ عِلْمِ الْغَيْبِ. Whoever calls or claims something, from the knowledge of the unseen. These three are all with Osaf. The first one is Iblis. He mentioned him by name. The fifth category, again by Osaf, by description. وَمَنْ حَكَمَ بِغَيْرِ مَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهِ. وَمَنْ, and whoever, حَكَمَ, whoever ruled, whoever judged, بِغَيْرِ, with other, ma, than what, أنزل, sent down, Allah sent down. Right? Whoever judges by something other than what Allah sent down. كذلك, likewise, لأنه يشارك الرب. يشارك الرب. He competes with the Lord. Right? Or he makes partners with the Lord. عز وجل في تشريعاته. تشريعاته. Right? He makes partners with the Lord in his legislation. Tashri'ati. In his legislations, his rulings. From the word sharia. Right? Qala subhanahu, glorified is he the Most High, he says, Innal hukmu illa lillah. Innal hukmu illa lillah. Indeed, the ruling, the judgment, except for Allah. Or the ruling is not except for. In here means ma. In here means ma, like a negation. The hukum is except for Allah. It's not except for Allah. No one can make rulings except for Allah. وقال عز وجل أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. Is a question. Laysa is a negation. Allah, alaysa Allah, is not Allah بأحكم الحاكمين. Ahkam meaning the most judging of judges. But we wouldn't say that. We'd say the wisest, like the word hikmah, right? Isn't he the wisest of judges? Doesn't he have the most ability to make judgments from the judges? Meaning he's the wisest of the judges. وقال, and he said, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ مِنَ اللَّهِ حُكْمًا. And who, وَمَنْ, and who, أَحْسَنُ, and who is better, min Allah, than Allah, hukman, in ruling, in judging. Who's better than Allah in judging? Hukman, right? لِقَوْمٍ يُوقِنُونَ. For a people, li is for, right? لِقَوْمٍ, people, a people. Qawm is a group of people. yuqinun, right? From the word yaqeen, right? From the word yaqeen, that they have certainty. For a people who have certainty. وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ مِنَ اللَّهِ حُكْمًا, and who is better than Allah as far as giving judgments? لِقَوْمٍ يُوقِنُونَ, for a people who have certainty. وَقَالَ ذَمًّا لَهُمْ. ذَمًّا, you look it up, ذَال means to censure something, to blame something. وَقَالَ ذَمًّا here is the hal. How did he say it? Did he say it nicely? Did he say it just informingly? Or he said it blamingly. He said it as a matter of censure. He said it censuring these people. That's why it's mansub, the hal, how he said it. ذَامًا لَهُمْ. He said it blamingly to them or for them. أَمْ لَهُمْ شُرَكَاءُ. Is or, right? Is another way of saying basically, used in a different way. Or, lahum, do they have, for them, same thing. Shuraka'u, the plural of sharik, meaning partner, right? Shuraka'u, do they have partners? Shara'u, they legislated, lahum, for them, min ad-din, from the religion, ma lam ya'dhan, what he didn't permit, ya'dhan, from adhana ya'dhanu, meaning to permit, to be permissible, to give permission. Ma lam ya'dhan is majzoom after lam. Ma lam ya'dhan bihi Allah, what Allah didn't give permission for it. Lam ya'dhan, Allah is the file of the ya'dhan here. What Allah didn't give permission for. Am lahum shuraka, do they have, or they have partners, shara'u lahum, they legislated for them, min ad-din, from the religion, ma lam ya'dhan bihi Allah, what Allah didn't give permission for it. Fatashri'u, so the act of legislating, tashri', of making legislations, lillah, is for Allah. Lillahi, wahdahu, alone, by himself. Li'anna, because he, huwa alladhi khalaqa al-khalqa, he created the creation. He's the one who created the creation. وَهُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِحَالِهِمْ, and he's the most knowledgeable of their condition, their hal. كَيْفَ حَالُكَ, what's your condition? How are you? بِحَالِكُمْ, بِحَالِهِمْ, he's most, وَهُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِحَالِهِمْ, he's the most knowledgeable of their conditions. وَأَخْلَاقِهِمْ, and their behaviors, their akhlaq, their behavior. وَمَا الَّذِي يَصْلُحُ, وَمَا الَّذِي, and what, وَمَا here is what, الَّذِي, which, يَصْلُحُ lahum. Yasluhu from salaha yasluhu, meaning to be good for, to be beneficial. Yasluhu lahum. And what is beneficial lahum, for them? Any questions?
That's you got a kasra right there. That's the lihim, bihalihum.
No, that's on the kasra's on the lam. Bihalihim.
Okay, bihalihim. Okay.
But it would go on the ha too, just because of pronunciation purposes. But the kasra's on the lam.
Okay. Bihalihim. So that sounded funny.
Bihalihim. طيب. وَالدَّلِيلُ قَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى, and the evidence is his statement, the Most High, لَا إِكْرَهَ فِي الدِّينِ. La, there is a negation. Ikraha is from kaf, ra, ha, like to be something disliked here. But here doesn't mean disliked. It's from that same root though, kariha. Meaning there's no compulsion. Meaning you can't make someone do something that they don't like. Ikrah is compulsion. Meaning to make someone do something that they don't like. La ikraha fid din. There's no compulsion in the religion. قد تبين الرشد من الغي. قد is an emphasis. تبين is to be clear. تبين is to be clear. الرشد. الرشد is basically like the word Rashid or Rashid, meaning guidance, the right way. تبين has become clear. من الغي. الغي, you would look it up under in the Hans Word Dictionary. And any other dictionary that deals with roots, right? Lisan al-Arab or any of them, you'll look it up under Ghain Waw Ya.
Saying wow, yeah.
That's how you would look it up. Ghain Waw Ya. Meaning,
Because of the center there.
that's just, no, it just comes from that root. Ghain. How does it come from it? That's something different. But it comes from the root Ghain Waw Ya. The word here is Ghain. Min al-Ghain. Right? The truth or the right guidance has become clear from the wrong guidance, from the falsehood or transgression or however. فَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ, and this man is man of shartiyya, so it's going to make two verbs majzoom. فَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ, yakfur is the first of them, so whoever disbelieves بِالطَّاغُوتِ, in the tagut, وَيُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ, but here yu'mim with a sukoon because of men. وَيُؤْمِن بِاللَّهِ, and he believes in Allah. فَقَدْ اسْتَمْسَكَ, right? فَقَدْ اسْتَمْسَكَ. From the root is mim, sin, kaf, right? To hold, to grab something. Istamsaka is to grab onto, to hold on to something. Bil urwati, then he has grasped hold of al urwa. Al urwa is from ayn ra waw. Ayn ra waw. Bil urwatil, meaning a handhold. Like we said, on a coffee mug you have a handle. That's called a handhold, right? A handle, a handhold. Also on a button, like on your shirt you have a slit there. That's called an urwa. When you put the button through there, it holds it, right? And it's not going to come out. Al-wuthqa. Al-urwatil wuthqa. Wuthqa from wathaqa yathiku, like the word thiqa, to be strong. Al-wuthqa here meaning the trustworthy or firm handhold, right? It's a strong handhold, a reliable handhold. Lan fisama laha. La, there is no infisam, from fa, sad, mim, right? Infisam means to break or to split or to cleave. Laha. Laha going back to al-urwa. That's why it's feminine, right? There is no break in it. This handhold, there's nothing breaking it. Whoever, فَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِالطَّاغُوتِ, whoever disbelieves in tagut, وَيُؤْمِن بِاللَّهِ, and believes in Allah, فَقَدْ اسْتَمْسَكَ بِالْأُرْوَةِ الْوُثْقَى, then he has grabbed hold of the strong handhold, the strong handle. لَنْ فِصَامَ لَهَا, it does not have a break in it, or there is no break in it, or cleavage, or fracture, like that. وَاللَّهُ سَمِيعٌ عَلِيمٌ, and Allah is hearing, knowing. يعني, meaning هذا الدليل الكفر بالطاغوت. This is the dalil of the disbelief in tagut. This is the dalil for the disbelief in tagut. فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها. So whoever holds on to the strong, trustworthy or strong handhold doesn't have any break in it. لا تنفصم. لن تنفصموا. Asif. Tanfasamu. It doesn't break. Tanfasamu. It doesn't break. It doesn't crack. It doesn't whatever. Right? Fracture. However you want to translate it. وَهَذَا هُوَ مَعْنَى لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. And this is the meaning of La ilaha illallah. الذي هو الكفر بالطاغوت والإيمان بالله, which is الذي هو, which is الكفر بالطاغوت والإيمان بالله, to disbelieve in the taghut and to have faith in Allah. الذي هو النفي والإثبات, which it is النفي, the negation, والإثبات, and the affirmation. الذي هو لا إله إلا الله, which is La ilaha illallah. And he says quickly, Faddeen, so the religion, Nafyun with Ithbatun. So the religion is negation and affirmation. Clear? I'm going down.
No.
La, you don't have any questions? Inshallah.
No, I haven't.
Okay. So basically, al-kufr bit-taghut, la ilaha. There's nothing worthy of worship, right? Illallah, right? Hada iman billah. So al-kufr bit-taghut comes la ilaha, al-imanu billah, illallah. No questions then? Iqra lana ya Suhaib.
ومن حكم بغير ما أنزل الله كذلك لأنه يشارك الرب عز وجل في تشريعاته. قال سبحانه إن الحكم إلا لله. وقال عز وجل أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. وقال ومن من الله حكما لقوم يوقنون. وقال ذاما لهم أم لهم شركاء شرعوا لهم من دين ما لم يأذن به الله. فالتشريع لله وحده لأنه هو الذي خلق الخلق وهو أعلم بحالهم وأخلاقهم وما الذي يصلح لهم. والدليل قوله تعالى لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم. يعني هذا دليل الكفر بالطاغوت فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها.
لن تنفصموا. The root, the verb, the present tense of infisam.
It should be then لن تنفصموا.
Okay, طيب. لن تنفصموا. صح.
وهذا هو معنى لا إله إلا الله الذي هو الكفر بالطاغوت والإيمان بالله الذي هو النفي والإثبات الذي هو لا إله إلا الله فالدين نفي وإثبات.
نعم جزاك الله خيرا. Yeah.
I think it's written wrong here. It should be لن تنفصم.
Huh?
Ta is written first. It's انفصم.
نعم انفصم تنفصم.
ينفصم ينفصم.
نعم تنفصم.
لا تنفصم.
لا تنفصم. نعم انفصم تنفصم. صح. جزاكم الله خيرا. It should be a kasra on the sad.
Yeah.
It should be a dhamma there. Tanfasimu. But the kasra is on the sad, not a fatha. I said tanfasamu. But tanfasam is tanfasimu. No. Jazakumullah khairan.
Hard enough.
Huh?
Hard enough now. It's hard enough now.
It's hard on all of us. الحمد لله. يلا يا عبد الله.
ومن حكم بغير ما أنزل الله كذلك لأنه يشارك الرب عز وجل في تشريعاته. قال سبحانه إن الحكم إلا لله. وقال عز وجل أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. وقال ومن أحسن من الله حكما لقوم يوقنون. وقال فمن لهم أم لهم شركاء شرعوا لهم من الدين ما لم يأذن به الله فتشرعوا لله وحده لأنه هو الذي خلق الخلق وهو أعلم بحالهم وأخلاقهم وما الذي يصلح لهم. ودليل قوله تعالى لا إخوة في الدين كتبين الرشد من الغي. فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انقسام لها والله سميع عليم. يعني هذا دليل الكفر بالطاغوت فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى. لا انقسام لها لا تنقسم. وهذا هو معنى لا إله إلا الله الذي هو كفر بالطاغوت والإيمان بالله الذي هو نفي والإثبات الذي هو لا إله
إلا الله.
فدين نفي وإثبات.
نعم.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
ومن أكل بغير ما أنزل الله كذلك لأنه يشارك ربي في
يشارك
ربه عز وجل في تشريعته. قال سبحانه إن الحكم إلا لله. وقال عز وجل أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. وقال ومن أحسن من الله حكما لقوم يوقنون. وقال ذا من لهم أم لهم شركاء شرعوا لهم من دينه ما لم يأذن به الله فالتشريع لله وحده لأنه هو الذي خلق Is this خالق؟
خلق الخلق خلق الخلق
خلق الخلق وهو أعلم بحالهم وأخلاقهم وما الذي يصلح لهم. ودليل قوله تعالى لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم. يعني هذا دليل الكفر بالطاغوت فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها لا تنفصل. وهذا هو معنى لا إله إلا الله الذي هو الكفر بالطاغوت والإيمان بالله الذي هو النفي والإثبات الذي هو لا إله إلا الله فالدين نفي فالدين نفي والإثبات.
نعم. Inshallah ta'ala, jazakumullah khairan. We'll see you brothers tomorrow. If there's no questions about this, then we'll see you brothers tomorrow to finish the book bi'idhnillah ta'ala.
Inshallah.
Jazakumullah khairan. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.